All right. So, question one: what inspired you to become a writer, and how did you get started on writing your journey?
The writing was inspired by a professor at Florida State University, who I met quite by accident.
Yeah.
And that story is the forward in this book.
Okay.
Okay. I was in a dance program, and I met a nice lady, and it was Christmas season, so she invited me to her home for a Christmas party. She was teaching at Florida State University.
Okay.
And when I got to their home, I met her husband, who was also teaching me, and he asked me where I was from. So I said Mississippi, and he was teaching Mississippi cultural history. So he wanted to know more about what it was that I saw as my experience growing up, that would supplement or complement what he was doing with books. So we were looking at the same time period, which would be considered the second reconstruction of Mississippi history, 1945 to 1954, and then a little beyond that. So eventually, I mean, as we talked, he asked, have you written your memoir? And I said no. I mean, I had not thought of it.
Yeah.
But when he asked that, I began to question whether or not I had anything worthwhile to say.
All right.
And so he invited me to his class to give 4 lectures to his class on my experience of growing up in Mississippi. And that coincided with his teaching plans for that year and a couple of years after that. And so that's how it that actually began, how I began to write it, because he wanted me to write. First, he wanted an introduction, like how would you start writing this? He had some questions about what he wanted me to talk about.
Yeah.
And so that was the actual beginning of it, the first chapter of it. And so as I wrote the first one, he liked that, and then he asked me if I would consider writing some more material about it. And I did that as time was going on. So anyway, over a period of about 3 years, with his questions, his concern, and his enthusiasm about it, I wrote the first memoir, first volume.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. All right. So, what's the biggest challenge you faced as a writer, and how did you overcome it?
The first challenge and the most daring challenge I had was believing in myself. And I think what helped most of all was his name is Professor Davis Hoke, H-O-U-C-K.
Yep.
And so Davis, because of his questions, his active interest in it, I gained a lot of self-confidence because he wanted to know more and more, and his class was interested in it. They had lots of inspiring questions and some really challenging questions.
Yeah.
So in answering and responding to their questions, I found myself writing more. And so over a period of almost 3 years, it kind of wrote itself.
What's Man of the House about?
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, what is it? What's it about?
It's my life story of growing up in Mississippi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much is the book?
It's free.
Oh,
Yeah.
free?
And I'll sign it? Yes, I will. But you go. Oh, thank you.
Oh, we're videoing or something? I interrupted a video. I'm sorry.
No, that's
What is
okay.
it?
Tell me your name, please.
Andrea.
Andrea.
A-N-D-R-E-A.
Let me get a really fresh one.
Nice.
Yes.
But did you just write this? Colm?
Yes, I did.
Colm.
Column, like a newspaper column.
Oh, did I
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool.
How are you?
Andrea. Andrea.
I wanted to make
But
sure.
I say Andrea.
Yeah, I heard that. I was wondering how you do the Drea.
Drea.
Okay. That's just want to make sure I got it right. Okay.
Are you here in California now, or do you still live in Mississippi?
I still live. No, I live in Florida. I've been there for about 32, 33 years.
Okay.
Yes. Tallahassee.
Oh.
Yeah. Right in the Panhandle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
We have a family in Pensacola. Yeah.
I hope you find something inspiring in this one.
I hope so too.
Yes, it would be. Yes.
Great.
Yes. I hope you do, and hope to see you again.
Yeah. Thank you. Colm.
Thank you so very much.
Sorry
Thank
for
you.
interrupting.
That's okay. Please
Have a nice day.
take good care of yourself.
Okay.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So we were on the question, what's the biggest challenge you face as a writer and how do you overcome it?
Oh, Davis, I think because of Davis and his students, it was not a real challenge. I think if I may be bold about it, a good friend is indispensable. Friendship is crucially important if you're going to do something that has the potential for being worthwhile or being helpful to someone else. Yeah, I would never underestimate friendship in anything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, question 3. What themes or messages do you hope readers will take away from your work?
I hope most of all that readers will see the difficulties in life
Yep.
as openings for creative experiences. When things are really, really difficult, turn it upside down and ask, what can I make out of this? What can I do? What is in my heart to do?
Yeah.
That's what I really want more than anything.
Oh, of course, man. That's all we can ask for, right?
Yes.
So, question 4. Can you tell us a bit about your latest book and what was your inspiration for it? And what can you expect from the readers that read it?
This, the first volume, which is this book, Men of the House, is a portrait of what it was like to grow up as a black kid in Mississippi during Jim Crow period, when the singular focus was on keeping black males and white females apart forever. And so how do you survive in that culture? And the second one that I'm working on now is titled Going North. And that's the whole culture of, within black communities at least, of getting out of the cotton field and the hot sun and poverty and going north, where there's this rumor of, I don't know if you know of the time period when there was supposed to be a gold rush in Alaska, and a lot of people were packing up their clothes and going to Alaska. For many of the blacks I met, especially those in poverty in Mississippi during that time period, it was the idea was going north to get a job and to earn more money to buy some things they dreamed about forever. So that's a culture I grew up in. And so for me, graduating from high school meant that I had met one of the criteria that my mother imposed, which was that if you wanted to get a job going north or anywhere, you needed a high school diploma to start with. Yeah. So that was your ticket to money.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So last question.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to aspiring writers who are just starting out?
Be passionately focused
Yes, yes.
on what it is you most want to do.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, you did great, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Chris. Thanks so much.
Congrats.